kenan babu sauran wani ɗan ƙaramar kuma bakori da ke a cikin daji da sunan jiran kuɗin fansa ko wani abu makamancin haka. Saboda haka muna miƙa godiya ta musamman, sannan kuma muna son in yi kira ga ainihin al'umma, sannan kuma in yi kira ga ainihin ita gwamnati. Mala Isa ya riga ya yi bayani, ya yi shara kwarai kan abin da ya kawo wani al'amari, ba nan nake son in koma ba. Ni ina son in kalli gaba ne ta yadda wannan al'amari zamu zai ɗore. Muna fata al'umma da muke ta yi domin su, muna fata wannan zaman lafiya kowa zai zama ainihin mai sa ido a cikin wannan al'amari, domin ba shugabanni ba ne ba kawai za su zama ainihin za su kawo zaman lafiya, duka kowa ya sa ido tun daga gidajenmu da makwabtanmu da unguwanninmu da garuruwanmu. Shi yasa muka yi kwamiti tsakanin mu da su duk lokacin da aka ga wani abin da ba shi kenan ba to a yi magana, domin ba da za abin ya dauke kamar ruwan sama. Don koyowa sun kira ni cewa suna korafi cewa an dauki babur. To kamar da muka shahidi, abubuwan sai a hankali tunda har aka ce an daina kashe mutane, an daina ɗaukar mutane da sunan kuɗin fansa da sauransu. To duk wasu abubuwa na 'yan dan dauke da sauransu duka wannan ba inda ba a yi shi. Illa dai dai mu ci gaba da bibiyar abubuwan tare da roƙon Allah ubangiji ya kawo mana sauki. Saboda haka muna fatan al'umma za mu ci gaba da bada haɗin kai domin wannan zaman lafiya ɗore. Sannan kuma kiran buga gwamnati shine cewa muna so mu jaddada ma gwamnati cewa mu al'umma mun riga mun zauna mun daidaita kanmu, ba mu da sauran faɗa tsakaninmu da 'yan uwa Fulani. Mun riga mun yi ma juna alƙawari kuma akan haka muke. Saboda haka muna kira ga gwamnati abu biyu. Na farko dai gwamnati ta san cewa lalle mun zauna lafiya, saboda haka ba mu buƙatar ya kasance an ci gaba da yin wasu abubuwan da ba su dace ba, muddin ba wani ne ya yi laifi ba, domin ba ma goyon ba mai laifi. Duk wanda ya laifi yana da kyau hukuma ta hukunta shi, amma ma dama mutum bai laifi ba, bai dace ba mutum yana
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. ẹni òfò ni ẹ.
You know, the problem here is that in northern part of Nigeria, those who mattered, like those who were supposed to be their leaders from the local government level to all levels, right? They are not seeing the terrorism the way you and I are seeing it. That is one maybe shocking thing that some of you will find out. They are not seeing it the way we are seeing it. In fact, they are not saying what these people are doing. Not all of them are agreeing with what they are doing. But no matter how you see it, all these killings, all of these kidnappings and all what have you, right? No matter how you see it as a form of terrorism, they don't see it like that. They see it as they blow back. Or maybe they are just using their normal takia lies, because we all know this is purely sponsored and it is 100% political. The religious undertone and the rest of that is just one thing to attract supporters and sympathizers. Here you get now, it is 100% politics, sponsored, fully funded. But the northerners, especially those their leaders, don't see it that way. They are seeing it as failure of government, because these young northerners, they have no proper education, and the government have abandoned them for so long. So maybe if the government can put money together, begin to take care of them specially, so reduce the illiteracy and the rest of that. And guess what? These their supposed leaders have watched over the years as these terrorists succeeded in destroying schools, destroying communities, especially schools where they actually don't want their children to go to school. So, and most of the time, they never thought they should actually push back 10, 15 years ago. So they tolerated them, and right now, they want Nigeria to fix it. How? Mr. Arewa, Consultative Forum leader. How? Tell us.
As I understand it, there is a very fierce debate in the North now between those who believe that you do not win this kind of problem with only military approach, and those that believe that you can win by talking, by negotiating, by consultation. The debate is still there. It's out there. The jury is still out. But I understand a mixture of the two has been used successfully in quite a number of places already. So maybe in the end, this has to be put together and applied. But I remember very well when there was amnesty program in the Niger Delta, during those chaotic times, and it has worked perfectly. They were given amnesty. They were sent to school. They came back. They become integrated in the system, and they are useful products and citizens of Nigeria. That also aspect can be looked at in terms of the North. Most of these bandits have not had the opportunity to go to school, have not had the opportunity to actually enjoy what we ordinarily do in the cities. And it's just for government to probably, while extending hands of friendship, but also making it quite clear that what they are doing is illegal and criminal, and
so
those that are caught in the process are punished. As I understand it, there is a very fierce debate in the North now between those who believe.
There will be debates if there is a real government anyway. So pay them amnesty, like the Niger Deltans. So there can be peace. But somebody said that Islam actually frowned, not somebody, many people said that Islam frowned at terrorism, right? And terrorism is when you deliberately target vulnerable people who can't really fight back, people who are not fighting you, and then you wage jihad on them. That is not jihad, that is terrorism. So there are Muslims who believe that the terrorists operating in Nigeria should never, by any means, be entertained or enabled by those of you who are Muslims, because Islamically, what they are doing is completely haram. There's somebody who said that, so maybe the other ones should listen to it too.
Of retributive justice, al-qisas. Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاةٌ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. In retribution, there is life. When somebody takes the life of another and his own life is taken in recompense, other people will be able to live سَالِمِينَ غَانِمِينَ. إِذَا عَلِمَ الرَّجُلُ أَنَّهُ إِذَا قَتَلَ قُتِلَ. The moment you know that if you buy person, they will buy you. Amsaka anil qatl. You will not buy anyone. This is the law we need today in our country. Whoever knows that if you kill someone, you will be killed by the law, and that there will not be any waste of time going to court up and down. There is a special court to charge terrorism and kidnapping and banditry, whatever. Once the evidence is established that you kill, go and have him killed. Wallahi amsaka anil qatl. You will not want to kill. That is the meaning of walakum fil qisas hayat. Everybody will live his life freely and happily. But they know that not only will they not be killed, they will be invited to a round table for sulh, reconciliation. Who reconciles with criminals? Wallahi al-azim, bandits do not deserve any reconciliation. What they deserve is to send them to Almighty Allah, let them go and reconcile there. That's all. Call on wahidan. Anyone that engages in banditry, kidnapping, killing, ransom taking, send him back to Almighty Allah, let Almighty Allah go and reconcile him. Not here. You want to tell me that someone that killed my father, You say you forgave him, repentant. Me, I will be looking at him in the community. Wallahi ba say Yuba. Kò lè say, I am no rodo for money. Somebody killed my father or killed my relative. You now said he's a repentant bandit, you forgave him. We will now meet in the mosque. Sami Allah, Williman Hamida. No Babedal Kiyama. When government is serious to fight crime, wallahi, what we need is a special court with special laws. Whoever engages in killing of Nigerians, let him be sent to the great beyond. Almighty Allah mentioned in the Quran, إنما جزاء الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله ويسعون في الأرض فسادا أن يقتلوا أو يصلبوا أو تقطع أيديهم وأرجلهم من خلاف أو ينفوا من الأرض ذلك لهم خزي في الدنيا ولهم في الآخرة عذاب عظيم. Those who engage in armed brigandage, al-hiraba, إنما جزاء الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله. The only recompense, the only punishment, the only reward for those who engage in armed brigandage against Allah and His apostle, وَيَسْعَوْنَ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَسَادًا, and cause corruption in the land, killing, kidnapping, ransom taking, and you kotalu, let them be killed. Almighty Allah is the one passing this law. Or you sallabu, let them be crucified. Or to qatwa aydihim wa arjuluhum min khilaf, or chop off their right hand and their left leg, remove it. Or yunfaw min al-ard, or send them on exile, banish them from the land. Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said, إِذَا قَتَلُوا, anyone who engages in kidnapping and banditry and kills another person, وَأَخَذُوا الْمَالَ, and collected the ransom, they took ransom, yet they killed their victim. Ibn Abbas said, what should be done to them is kutilu wa sullibu. They must be killed. After they have been killed, their corpse must be crucified. Let everyone come and see them. This is Jalo, bandit. He killed after collecting ransom. We have killed him, we have crucified him. وَإِذَا قَتَلُوا, but if they only killed, وَلَمْ يَأْخُذُوا الْمَالَ, but they did not take ransom for their victim, what would be done to them? قُتِلُوا وَلَمْ يُصَلَّبُوا, they will be killed but not crucified, because they only killed. That is the reward. وَإِذَا أَخَذُوا الْمَالَ, but if they kidnapped and take ransom, وَلَمْ يَقْتُلُوا, they did not kill their victim, they release the victim back to the relatives, قُطِّعَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَأَرْجُلُهُمْ مِنْ خِلَافٍ. When we catch them, we don't reconcile with them, we don't discuss with them. Remove the right hand and the left leg, let him be walking like this. وَإِذَا أَخَافُوا السَّبِيلَ, but if they only scare people, they didn't kidnap, they didn't kill, they didn't take ransom, what will be done to them? Nufu min al-ard, they should be banished from the country. Banish them from the state that they have committed the crime. In today's world, you banish them to put them in prison. Okay, you are that. Ha! Kilode, only content in it. Content that be a 1 year. Or she content in 1 year. Suffer another for Rohim.
Anakum lie. You say Anakum lie. Thank you. So I decided to play that clip because that was recorded from the last Jumat, which was 2 days ago. So that if you are a Muslim on Maiyegun's Diary Political, you can tell that there are those that genuinely, right, they are against this barbarism. Somebody just dropped a comment that caught my attention. I will give you an answer. Said, why are they complaining now? When Boko Haram was there, they did not complain that their children didn't go to school. They did. Do you understand? There have been those from northern Nigeria, for 8 years of Boko Haram. Are you with me? They were always calling him out. They organized protests against the Boko Haram in the north. Those ones who managed to actually speak out, speak up. Do you know those who were defending Boko Haram at the time? When they were killing people in the north, Northerners were protesting, in case if you have short memories, right? Yeah, they have their criminal politicians, like some of them right now, who kind of like aligned with Boko Haram. But there are evidences of them, right, hearing out. How do you think we get to know what is going on in northern Nigeria? If the Northerners themselves are not those who are publishing all those evidences, the protest this and that. But do you know those who are defending Boko Haram? The Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, because they were waiting that Boko Haram was going to support Tifnumbu. So because of that, they were the ones defending the terrorists. They were the ones giving excuses. They were the ones calling Tifnumbu to arrest us. Calling Boko Haram to arrest us. They said we were inciting people, talking about the killings. They were Yorubas. Those Olori Brukus are now Ronukus behind Tifnumbu today. Sure you get. And guess what? They are also denying the genocide going on in Yoruba land, the terrorism going on in Yoruba land. So in another, maybe if your Tifnumbu lasts till 2031, like some of you are hoping, right? So after Tifnumbu, some of you Olori Brukus who defended him now, denying the killings in Yoruba land and telling us that it is because of politics, because of power. That is why they are making Tifnumbu's government ungovernable, blah, 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 blah. So after 2031, right, whoever becomes your president, majority of you will now suffer Stockholm syndromes. You probably will begin to now talk about the killings in Yoruba land. Was it not under Boko Haram? Tifnumbu asked us, where were the cows? I bet it baby, because some of you have short memories. Some of you Ronukus, disguising Ronukus. Northerners spoke out. They protested, but guess those who actually shielded don't pretend now. This is not the same as social media. Who were those who were always like defending Boko Haram then? Even Northerners not defend Boko Haram, Richard, this Ronuku, these sewage dwellers. So don't come here and begin to say, why are they complaining now? They've always been. This is APC, they will gaslight you. Sure you get. They will blame the victims. And then they will defend their killers. I've seen that happen many times, okay? Now, if you ask that question, if you're not a Ronuku, maybe you are a closer to Ronuku. I know your kind. I know your type as well. Those are the ones that will be like me. I don't like Tifnumbu, but all these Northerners, they always like power. They always want to make country ungovernable. Guess what? You are a closer to Ronuku, because to you, all these killings, all these things going on, right? Tifnumbu is overpowered. Tifnumbu is overwhelmed. Some people just want to destroy Nigeria and killing Nigerians. Some people are the ones who are collecting money from Tifnumbu, giving it to the terrorists. Some people are the ones who made it impossible for Tifnumbu to actually arrest the sponsor of terrorism. But yeah, everybody could give excuses for them and all of that. So I have seen, I'm familiar with your game, right? Now let's move to the next one. In Kano, where they are beginning to, I think I'll expose that a while back, right? So now the terrorists that are negotiating from Katsina State, they are now, spilling into Kano, Kano North. That's what their governor said. So their governor has finally kind of like admitted that now that indeed some neighboring communities that share border with Katsina, right, have now started suffering greatly the incursion of this Fulani terrorist. They are still calling them bandits. This is their governor.
This is the very opportunity to congratulate Mr. President on this bold decision he took for the betterment of all Nigerians, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, and happily announced the declaration of national emergency on security with a march in order to all the security agencies across the country. I also wish to reiterate the full cooperation of the government of Kano State on this noble decision and assure all the security agencies operating in the state of our full support and cooperation for the success of this very important declaration.
Governor Yusuf confirms the presence of suspected bandits in parts of northern Kano, but assures residents that security agencies have already taken proactive measures to block their movement and prevent attacks.
As you are aware of the unfortunate influx of bandits, kidnappers, and cattle